What's up, everyone? Your sub? Are you talking about me? Your sub to me is what you mean, right? OMG, these ads? You're getting ads? Oh no, you have Prime. What's going on? Twitch, I'm gonna have a talking to them. It's the new year and you have a cat? That's great. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Holy moly. It's crazy that we made it. It's crazy to be here. 2026 does not feel... it doesn't feel real. This badge is just because you have Prime, you're not subbed to me? Well, said the well inspector.
Hey look, MA, I made it.
MA? Hey look, MA. Off to a great start, Brian. Really helping me out with the TTS. TTs? Wowie. Yeah. I hope everyone is doing good. Now we're talking. Thank you for the Prime. Majwit. I didn't really have much of a plan today. Just to like say hi, let you guys know I'm still, still kicking, still alive. I did not get murdered in a hostel. Like everyone around me was like, "Oh, you're going to a hostel. It's crazy." And like, yeah, I was nervous, but not because I was like worried it was going to be dangerous. It's just like I haven't had a roommate in like 8 years, which is kind of crazy. I had in first year college, I lived in like student housing, and so I had like 2 or 3 roommates at a time for about a year, right? And then I was just like, not for me. Went and lived at home for a little bit, and it's I like living solo dolo. Having a space to me is pretty cool, but it was interesting to like be around people again. And obviously I have lots of stories. I got lots to talk about. I have a lot of like photos that I have to like send to myself. So I should probably get started on that. Can I like silent? If I deafen, does that make like a notification sound? Let's test. It doesn't. Whoa. All of us renewed in 2026 with confidence. If you say so. I've got the confidence of a man who had a short go kind of viral. Isn't that crazy? You guys see that? Why am I so low in the camera? I just noticed this. You don't feel very renewed? I'm sorry to hear that. Ooh. I took the camera with me just in case I wanted to use it, so it's like not in the same position as it was last year. There we go. Probably. Daylight's art is a little cut off there, but there we go. Now I can recline and still take up most of the Would Captain Hook be a good villain for Luffy? I don't know, but that is a good segue. I am fully caught up on One Piece, the One Piece anime right now, which is insane. It's crazy to be caught up. I was caught up at one point, but now I'm like caught up to the end because the end of season 1 is upon us. One Piece is moving to a seasonal production schedule now, as opposed to weekly, which is what it used to be. So we have left season 1 of One Piece. We are moving on. I know everyone's like talking about it, and like Netflix divides each of the arcs into seasons, right? Like they call it that. I think on Netflix they'll be like, oh, it's the next season. But it's been running straight with just like a couple hiatuses here and there, pretty much since 1999, since the One Piece and I came out at the same time, which is weird to think about. Although Netflix lists it as 2025, I don't know why. Anyways, I got photos to send. You might be wondering, you are 1,151 episodes old. No, they're 1,155 now. There's a 1,155 episodes. That's how many old I am. You might be wondering, oh, I haven't, Aaron G is me. I haven't seen you. I haven't seen your beautiful face in a while. What's the deal? What's up with that? What the fuck, bro? Where have you been? I went on a vacation. I went on a solo dolo vacation. And it was the first time that I'd ever done anything like this. I had been to California for work. I've told you guys about that before. Sorry, I'm gonna send this picture for my Instagram. I think it's a great picture to use. I'm finally back recapping my vacay. Come on. I might do this over like Hades or something. Social lubricant, if need be. I haven't been on a solo vacation like pretty much ever. Hey, what's up, Hellborn? Lube. The only times that I've been like away for stuff solo, I went to Windsor for that comedy show and I lost $300 at a casino. I went to Texas and I was alone in Texas at like 16 years old. I was alone in Texas for like 5 hours and then I had to be rescued because I had lost my wallet. And also you can't check into a hotel when you're 16. Apparently, which we found out once I was already in the state. Aaron G is me. You lost $300 at a casino? You were in the
death battle state.
Not only did I lose $300 at a casino, that was $300 of your dollars. I don't know, Hellborn, you were definitely around for this, Hellborn. You're not an OG, but like you were definitely around for this. I went to a casino for a comedy show, but I explicitly was like, it was the beginning of last year. You remember this? Yeah. It's the Danganronpa animation guy. Listen, Torpil Entertainment. I can understand why people will call me the Danganronpa animation guy. Right now, I'm the fucking Deltarune animation guy. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see. I mean, I posted it here on YouTube as well, and it's kind of starting to get some traction on TikTok. I'm the Deltarune animation guy now. And it's crazy. Like, not because the animation is doing well, just like subsequently unrelated. I have some other Deltarune animation ideas. Windsor in the UK? No, I've never been to the UK. Although I do live in a place called London. Windsor, Ontario, which is like right on the border of the states, I'm pretty sure. Like it's Windsor on one side and it's like Michigan on the other side or something. Aaron G's me. I would hire or commission you. That's great. I'm not currently like super looking for commission work, but I'm easy to reach. Hasn't made a Danganronpa animation in half a year. Has it really been that long? I mean, what do you include the compilation as a separate? I guess not. It's the Danganronpa guy. Yeah, I posted the compilation in July of last year, and the last animation was posted in June. So yes, half a year. Oh my god, we're closer to the 1 year anniversary than to the last animation I posted. Isn't that crazy? We are closer to the 1 year anniversary of finishing the animations than we are to finishing the animations. Oy, oy. Okay, let me quickly twitter.com. Am I still logged in? Blue Sky. I'm sorry I didn't stream yesterday. They're playing Ace Attorney 3. Wait, are they? According to Reddit? No! Where's Chapter 3 of Deltarune? Come on, man. Come on. When did they do chapter 2? When was chapter 2? I haven't been on Reddit in ages. Game modes. I've seen your account. I'm sorry to hear that. Chapter 2. My Reddit account turned 9 years old yesterday. Happy birthday to your Reddit account. Chapter 1 finale. And then the first episode of Not Sure About That was 3 months ago. And then they played Megabonk. And then Deltarune. Wow. They finished Deltarune Chapter 2 1 month ago. Oh my god. That's insane. That's insane. Chapter 3. What's going on? They're not playing Chapter 3, but they're playing Mega Man again. Which is fine. It was a funny episode. Episodes is. Live now. Vacation recap. I missed you guys. Come on in. I say I miss you guys, but to be honest, not being live was awesome. I honestly, I'm like, kind of want to cut back a little bit on going live, because just like having the time, that extra like little bit of time. Did you miss this? I did. I missed the conversations. It's a weird double-edged sword, because like on the one hand, like I said, I like the conversation. I like interacting with you guys. I like, you know, back and forth. It's good. It's good. It's fun. But on the other hand, like I have maybe 4 or 5 hours a day to like decompress and unwind. And if 3 of those are taken up with this, like it doesn't, I feel like I'm not alive. You know what I mean? And like the last couple weeks, I got a taste of being alive, and it was awesome. It was sick. And now I'm back. And it's just like, what am I doing all this for? You know? Not to like get all fucking nihilistic on you, but I retweeted a funny post I saw that was like, here, hold on. Work is pain. I know. And it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, cause you'll say that and it's like, oh, but you blah, 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 blah. You got to work through it, whatever. I'm working the best job that I've ever worked. Like every job that I've had before this has sucked complete ass compared to this one. And even then I'm still like, 8 hours a day is just so fucking much. Like I mad respect to people who work multiple jobs, like especially in the same day. What are you doing for your next vacation? Honestly, like it sounds like it might be Japan. I don't know. I'm talking with Renyo. Really wants to go to Japan to like look at schools and stuff. So we'll see what ends up happening. But obviously, like it's not going to be the next vacation. Like I might be going to Montreal pretty soon just for like some family stuff. And I'm not going to be streaming that either. Although I did, like, technically the first stream that I did in this, like, current format was in Montreal. It was me with my niece. What is this? The Masked Singer, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Okay. Timpani. I took 3 weeks off and frankly not sure working is really my vibe anymore. Yeah. Aaron, you're back. What's up, Maddie? I is back. I am so back. We're so back. I'd love to be able to vacation at all, saving to move out. I mean, fair. Listen, my my siblings, because my sister went to Halifax for school, and she loves it as well. And it was just like, when I saw her for the first time today since last year, and she was just like, how are you feeling? Like you want to move there? And I'm like, I kind of want to move there. You know what I mean? So we'll see what ends up happening. I just, I think I gotta get out of this town. I think I just gotta get out of here, man. Yeah, outgrow it after 20 plus years. You just, You outgrow it. You've been to Japan? Okay, bro. All right, you don't need to rub it in. That's crazy. We need more animation compilations like Deltarune or Omori or Empires of the Undergrowth. Planning on going to Japan again in 2027. Is that how far in advance you have to plan it? This would be like 6 months from now or something. We'll see. We'll see. Did you guys all see the animation that I just posted? Not just. It was like 2 weeks ago. I made that one in Quebec City. And then I posted that on a train out of Quebec City. I need to go again. I need to do more stuff. Buttocks. Bruh, I need to save money. Fair. Fair and true. We constantly, like, I get so many videos. I like the slap. Yeah, it's honestly like deserved. I know the meme is kind of to be like, oh, I put so much effort into this video and then I posted it and got nothing, but like my low effort shit post gets like so popular. It's like, no, I'm I'm so glad that this low effort shit post got as much traction as it ended up getting. Like, it's still getting views. It's probably like, it's at, you know, 113 right now, 113K. There's a better way to say this. 113,000 views is the better way. Went on safari in South Africa. Nice. But yeah, I do have more Deltarune like related animations kind of in the hopper, because that's how this one started. Like I was listening to the Titan song, what's it called, Crumbling Tower or something like that, and the slap sound happens in the song, and I'm just like, I see it so vividly in my head, and I need to get it onto a computer so it can get out of my head, and that was like the rationale behind making this one. And now I've got this thing. Okay, some backstory. This is unrelated to my vacation, for the record. I'll get to covering the vacation. There's a song. Is that Aaron? I thought you got lost in Quebec or something. I did get lost in Quebec and in Halifax, which is the best. I like not rigidly planning my vacation. I like just picking a direction and walking. Right? And it's easy to get lost that way. I have a really good sense of direction, so I wasn't actually really lost. I was just only like a little lost. But that's my style, man. Like, it's, you know, I'm sure some structure is fine. Like, I had things that I planned. You got really lost? Nuh-uh, you can't prove it. I'm here to tell the tale, so clearly. It's Psetinsky or something? Ptasinski. I can't pronounce it, but it's got a song called Life Force. You've probably seen like meme edits of it on TikTok or something. This one. For some reason, the music video is Jujutsu Kaisen, but oh yes, you've seen this. Hold on. My desktop capture. I took my computer apart and put it back together for this setup. So like some settings are out of the way. So I have heard this song. Sounds like good vibes. I see this song in really funny like edits. I look into the artist, the musician, Tazinski. I can't pronounce it. I look into Taziki. Did you say Cliff Blesinski? No, it's Ptasinski. I assume the P is silent. So Tazinski, John Tazinski. I look into their other songs. You might have like seen me because my Spotify is connected to my Discord. Rob Gronkowski. That's not even remotely close. I just like go to Spotify. I look up the artist. I hit play. Right. So I'm listening to the entire like discography of this DJ. Right. Sorry, I just got to fix the display capture, that one. There we go. And they have a song. They have a couple songs, but they have one called, it's like Garburator or something. Garbanzo. Yes, this one. Okay, so I need you to walk with me. Okay, I'm going to take you on a little mental stroll. All right. So we know, okay, we know that Noel's older sibling, is musical because there's a guitar in their room, right? So my thought is Des playing the guitar, and then the little whoop is Noel. But not just any Noel design. There's an artist on Twitter that has a Noel design that I adore. Okay, let me find that. Not this part. It's just really the beginning is what I'm thinking. Can you see it? Oh, enter passcode. What? I have a passcode? What the fuck? What the fuck? Twitter is not letting me access my DMs because of a passcode. I set a passcode? Passcode you entered was incorrect? Windows passcode? No, this is on Twitter. Is it like this on... Okay, well, I can pull it up on my phone. The artist is called Rico, R-I-C-O. I tried to reach out, but they didn't... Oh, A Sprite Rico. RIP? I mean, it's fine. A Sprite Rico. You've probably seen... Did I spell it right? A Sprite. A Sprite. Isn't that one of the penguins? Yeah, that's the only time that Rico ever was ever referenced. Okay, you've probably seen this before. You've probably seen like this artist before. But I adore the way that they draw Noel. And I was like, I want to try and emulate this in like an animation. Right? Look at this. Oh, it's so cute. So I want to try and replicate this in an animation, and I think that the animation would be this design of Noel like whooping in the background, like whooper, and then Des playing guitar. And obviously, like, we don't have an official design for Des, but like for some reason, it's kind of like Togor. I want to see you try drawing her. That's the thing, though. It wouldn't be drawn. I wouldn't draw it because I'm a bad artist. Instead, and you might have seen me fiddling with this kind of thing in the Discord server, what you can do is if you set your aliasing down really, really low, you can actually render essentially pixel art in Blender with 3D models. So I would do something like this. I think I would keep it like really loose. I would just basically make like a bunch of like spheres and shit, and then render that in this style. I would have to like experiment with it. I don't think it's going to work like right off the bat, especially because like if I'm trying to really, really emulate this artist, you see that the outline changes color. So that's probably going to be a little bit complicated to facilitate. But, you know, I can like see it in my head. And obviously that's the first step to my animation style. Woo. Ow. Yeah. There's like the one, where is it? Where is he? Where is he? Oh, that reminds me. I didn't read much on my vacation. I brought the Odyssey with me, but I didn't read any of it. What I did read a little bit of is the anime book that I bought. I bought a book about the history of anime. You can see it in your head, and that's what comes out. What is that? Oh, I know that's a reference, but what is that a reference to? Oh, this is the one. This is the first one. This is the one that started it all. No thoughts in that head. Ooh. Head empty. It obvious. Head empty. All right, I gotta like send myself a bunch of stuff so that I can like chronologically. I didn't journal. I probably should have journaled while I was there. Probably could have helped me like remember to do this stuff better. But I'm gonna send myself a bunch of like photos and stuff. Before I left, I downloaded like a bunch of anime to watch. I downloaded a bunch of anime to watch. I finished Gachiakuta as well. Got caught up on that. I finished One Piece. Gachiakuta. Gachiakuta is so good. And I don't even care that I'm not pronouncing it right, probably. I probably should have done this ahead of time. Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. I should have brought some of my souvenirs here. I bought gloves. I bought a hat. I'll show you those. I actually lost the blue gloves that I bought. Ubisoft. Ubi Hard. My friend here that I made. I'm not gonna like send all the food and stuff, but how will you show them if you lost them? I lost one of them, but you can't, like a pair of gloves is not, you can't really have a pair of gloves with just one. What did you bring us? Nothing. What did you bring me? Excuse me. Excuse me. Rude. Have any of you ridden? Rodan? Have any of you ever been on a funicular? Because I went on a really, really short funicular. A what now? A what? A funicular. I'm probably not pronouncing it correct, but it's like it's a diagonal elevator. Funicular block. No. Funicular pronunciation. You just made that up? All right. Oh, wait. I am pronouncing it wrong. Hold on.
Funicular.
Funicular? No way.
Funicular.
Funicular.
Okay, so I'm doing the English pronunciation, which I'm Canadian, so that means we are English by proxy. Those 45-degree trains, yeah, I mean, I would call it an elevator, but yeah, a train is so funny. Binocular, yeah. No, it's funicular.
Funicular.
Funicular, that's crazy.
Funicular.
What? That doesn't even make any sense. There's no Y in the original.
Funicular.
That's crazy. Yo, America, get your shit together. For other reasons, too. That's a train. What? Okay. Fun. Okay. Can you explain the difference between a train and an elevator right now? America's weird and we all know it. Explain the difference between a train and an elevator. Go. Trains go on tracks, so do elevators. What do you mean? Elevators work in shafts. Bullet train. Vacuum sealed train. There you go. Elevators have wires. Do you think trains don't have wires? I do not like elevators. All right, you know what? That's checkmate. That's true. Not the ones I've been on. What are you talking about? All trains have wires. It comes with your having electricity. more than 5 people can be on a train. You can have more than 5 people on certain elevators. Have you ever been on like a cargo elevator? Elevators use weight blocks to counter the weight of the thingy. The technical term. Okay, fair. Fair, that's true. In some cases, I'm sure. Waterfall day. Oh, file size exceeded. Oh no! File size exceeded. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Okay, well that's good. That's a good amount of stuff to start off with. Let's do, what's the easiest way? What's the easiest way to do it? So I pull in to Quebec City. Train ride was, to my memory, pretty okay. I'm gone now, bye. All right, thanks for dropping by. I tried to get some gaming done on the train. It's a little difficult. Like I had a power outlet. I was able to, in like 7 years when you have a server, Image is amazing. What does that mean? Bro, in like 7 years when you have a server, Image is amazing. Like a NAS? Like a computer running a bunch of storage? What do you mean by server? Like a Discord server? Self-host Google Photos? True. I do need to get on that shit. You're right. No, you're so right. The train ride was fine. I pull into Quebec City. It's not actually like this. This is not Quebec City because by the time I got to Quebec City, it was very dark out. Donnie dark out. I get to the hostel. It's a place called the Auberge International, which I think means International Auberge. Quebec looking fine. I have way better photos. Just wait. I pull into Quebec City. It's dark out. As you can see, it's Donnie dark out. But I can already tell, like, I'm very excited because, like, you look outside, there's a lot going on. Hustle and bustling. Really cool looking place. You can see by, like, the architecture, it's not what you would expect in, like, a North American town. You know what I mean? It's got kind of a European vibe to it, at least in my experience. I don't know. I've never been to Europe. I probably shouldn't say that. This is European. Yeah. But the hostel was nice. I get in. It's actually, like, now that I have more than one hostel to like base it off of, it was a very nice hostel. It was very, like, aside from, you know, the floor, it was very, like, polished. It was very, like, well maintained, well upkept. It kind of felt like a dormitory. Like, it felt like a college dorm. So almost like it wasn't quite hotel status, but like there were staff that were tending to things. There were towels that you could grab. There were showers. Be glad your meat wasn't sold. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like there's a weird conception. I feel like it's kind of like a hotel, you know. I'm sure hotels let in sketchy people all the time. You know, like you have roommates. That's really about the only thing. But like there were lockers. You could see in this photo, you can like lock your shit up. Like you don't have to keep stuff out in the open if you don't want it to be. And the other place had it too. Like it wasn't just this hostel. But this hostel was very nice, very extremely nice. This is me getting in. Plot of a movie called Hostel. My coworker literally told me about that as well. Damn, I was looking good in that. I look good in this photo. Also, for the record, I ate so much. I ate crazy tons of food. I ate so much food. Like I actually, like at a certain point was like, I'm probably going too crazy with this. Only gained 5 pounds, which is like for 2 weeks, not even the worst. You ate too? Yeah. You're wearing the red shirt like the main guy from Hostel. I was role playing. But yeah. Hey, what's up, CFAB? How you doing today? I had to remember who you were first. It's been too long. Yeah, so on the first night, I get in at like 10 p.m. There's no one in my room. for the record. You can see here, there's 4 beds, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another half. You can see like behind this wall, there's another half to this room, and there's 4 more beds. So there were 8 beds total. I had the entire room to myself the first night, which is great. You know, get my routine, get all like sprawled out. Everything's all like set up. I'm nice and comfy. I start going and exploring the rest of the building, right? So there's this communal kitchen, and this is actually a really, really impressive kitchen. I showed this to my coworkers at a commercial kitchen, and we're just like, wow, you got like all these burners with the hood vent. You have all this equipment here. You got this big sliding fridge space that you can like reserve spots in. It was really, really nice, and I didn't use it a single time. I didn't use it a single time, aside from like grabbing dishes to like eat stuff off of. I mostly just like stuck to there was a continental breakfast, massive eating hall. It's actually like, you can see this is like half of it, really, really big eating hall. And there was a bar as well. I got a couple drinks at the bar here. And a pool table, a foosball. They had like movies playing on this TV during the daytime. It was cool. It was a chill place. Usually I did not spend like a ton of time in my room. Pretty much just like if I had just finished like doing a big walk, I would go and like lie in bed for a sec. But like anytime I wasn't out and about, I was just like here gaming or like doing work. This is where I was mostly working on the animation. Like I said, I did the animation when I was in Quebec City, and that was mostly like in this eating hall. This was the schedule that they had. Like I said, there were like a lot of events that they were like, there were staff here. It was kind of like a college dorm kind of thing. So they had events. I think they ended up canceling like a bunch of these just because like, I'm sure not enough people signed up for improv, you know, but, they did the Home Alone screening. That was fun. I went to that. Apparently Home Alone is way funnier than I remember. Pog. And the bar was cool. They had some good beer on tap. And yeah, that was my first night. First day, I wake up and I'm just like, I'm going to go fucking hit the town. Right? And that's pretty much also like how my entire time was in both cities, where it was just like, wake up, go for a massive walk. Okay. So this is the same shot as, what was it? This one? No. This one. So this is the same shot, but at different times of the day. Right. So you can see very mountainous in the background there. Lots of good mountain ranges. Obviously it's not like that's what Montreal is named after. It's named after the mountain that it's on. But like Quebec City was very mountainous as well. Lots of hills, lots of walking on different inclines. But I was very excited to hit the town. Just, you know, picked a direction and walked. Like I said, this was, I think, the street like right outside of the hostel. This is like the street that the hostel's on. Studio Yada followed you? What? How do I get on that shit? That's crazy. Congrats. You should get a job with them. Ask them if they're hiring for me as well. The hostel was on like basically the top of a hill. Vouch for Aaron, yeah. Show them my Deltarune animation. That's my only that's my only portfolio piece. Give me your portfolio. I just told you. Show them my Deltarune animation. Show them Vegeta. Don't show them Goku. I'm not proud of Goku. I'm disowning Goku. Here is another hotel that I came across called the Petit Hotel, which is French for something, I'm sure. And password. Give me your email too and password. This was a little like village area by like a really ritzy hotel, which was like just around the corner here. But this was very nice. I think I got breakfast like here on the last day and it was delicious. I wanted to go to this Japanese restaurant, but I didn't end up going at any point, which is a shame. I do have a Japanese restaurant story, which was pretty funny. But I walked a little bit further down here, and then this is like a fucking canyon or like valley with like a river running between it, running through it. And that shit was crazy. Let me see if I can find a photo of that. Oh, this was a park. This is like this little area right here. They were set up for this like German festival. You always saw a bar called Galway. Well, what else would you call it other than like, you know, Paddy's or Murphy's or something? It's those three. That's the three names for an Irish pub. Pub. There was this was really confusing, and I was on a call with my dad when this happened. But like I have photos that I'll eventually get to of like this German festival. There was like a German festival in town. One of the people at the hostel told me about it. And there were all these like little booths set up. This one here, I remember, had various kinds of alcohol. It had like a maple syrup whiskey and a maple syrup wine and a maple syrup scotch. And I had a sample of all of them. And I didn't buy a single one. But I ended up buying like pretty much every food item here. Like I got a pretzel at this stand. I got like pierogi at this stand. I got like a cheese platter. I got a sausage. Oh my God. I'm already like, I'm making myself jealous of my own vacation. Like this is all to say, I thought this was the German festival, right? But it turned out, because I had walked the other direction, it turned out that there was just like a ton of these little like plazas sprinkled all throughout my area. I came across like 5 or 6 of these little like patches of German festival, right? And I was like so confused because I was like, is there multiple like festivals going on? What is happening? I like stumbled across, it wasn't even like across the street or anything. It was just like a different zip code. Like I would walk to a different block and there was a different patch of this festival. So that was interesting to stumble across. How do I do a video? I have a video here. How do I access it? Uber Alles. Anyways, up here, like I said, there was like a little cliff with Can't You Drag It? How busy was it? Honestly, like there were a lot of people. The town itself, like Quebec City, has about the same population as London. It just felt like there were more people, you know, and it felt bigger. It felt like a bigger city. Can't You Drag It? Let me try that idea. No, it doesn't seem to be working. Discord handles video differently, I guess. It's fine. I downloaded it. So I walk down this street. This is like 7 a.m, by the way. I just like leave the hostel. Actually, I was a man on a mission because I forgot to pack deodorant and I was trying to find gloves and a hat. Right? So I was a man on a mission. I was like trying to find like a convenience store or something because I needed deodorant and I needed like clothing because it was like -5 degrees right in the morning. It was probably colder than that. Take it up now? What does that mean? Where's the photo? I walked to the end of this, and it's this massive gorge. And this is, if you don't like heights or like big distances, look away. But this is a ledge, and I'm looking across this river, and it's like the images don't capture how fucking like overwhelming and breathtaking it was. What a photo. It's wild. Like, because you don't get depth perception from a single photo. You know what I mean? So like you can't tell like how deep this is and how like vast it is. It's crazy. Here's a boat that I zoomed in on for some reason. Here is to the left of this. So like this is this way, you turn, that's to the right in the camera, but you turn to the left and it was this. You see this bridge across. right? And this is an even greater distance. You can see the mountains in the background. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. I need to go back. I need to go back, man. I look over to the right and there's like these crazy looking God rays. So I wanted to take a picture of that. This is the bridge again. Just zoomed in a little bit. This is some goober taking a photo. Me for scale. Yeah. And like I said, this is like first thing in the morning on my first day. And I'm already like so overwhelmed. Like it's so beautiful. And I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I get like 5 days of this. It was awesome. Anyways, I keep going on the quest for hat and gloves, and I find deodorant as well. Thank God. Well, not for me. Deodorant is for the other people in your life. It's not for you. It's for everyone around you. You know what I mean? The hat and gloves were for me. Deodorant is for everyone else. I still have this hat. It's pretty good. It's a little small. I have a big noggin. I have a big brain in my big head. So it's like, it's a little too small and it like irritates my head a little bit. Like my head gets itchy. But the gloves were really nice. It's a shame I lost half of them. I'm out for a walk. I come across the Ubisoft Quebec headquarters. So that was cool. It's pretty unassuming. The only reason I noticed it was because of the Assassin's Creed like poster here. I wouldn't have noticed it otherwise. It is like on the side of the building, but it's on the other side. So like I would have had to walk across. Anyways, it was cool. I didn't end up like reaching out or anything. Like it would have been cool to get a tour, but you know, like I said, I wasn't like organizing stuff. Came across this little man, found this little like clay figure, and just decided to, you know, vibe with him for a little bit. I was really proud of this one. It was like a proof of concept. I never ended up like taking another photo because you can tell like the lighting is wrong. Oh, I should have used this for the thumbnail. God damn it. This would have been way better. Or the blast off. Fuck. I'm stupid. Anyways, I was really proud of this one just because like it was a really funny idea. My mom actually came up with it. She's like, you should have taken a photo with you in it. And I'm like, oh, I can do one better than that. Yes, you are. This is me on the funicular. The funicular. No, this is me outside of the funicular. You can see it like goes down into like someone's house, which is pretty funny. And then there was more of like another little European village. Did I not send the video of it going? All right, whatever. $3 water. Society, yeah, it really says a lot about society. You don't have to buy it. You could get the Ispep instead. Or you could go to this store, which is actually a cafe. Fuck LA mode. Fuck La Mode. I didn't actually end up going in there. But it's like a brand or something. You can see like they have all these branded things, but it's also a cafe. This little sub-village was really cute. It was fun to walk down. Sorry, random people who were in my photo now. I didn't end up like doing anything here, just like walking down it. They had like little patches of like tiny little parks that had like nativity scenes set up and like little fireplaces that you could go and heat up in, which is really nice of them. I went into a like a statue figure shop, and I saw this Echo, which was really cool. And I saw this, what, T-1000? I don't know anything about Terminator. Terminator 2 T-1000, yeah. This was fucking sick. This was crazy looking. Kind of looks like Ross when I don't have the hair. Doesn't that look like Ross? I need some more water. I'll be right back. I can't remember Ross Geller. Who is Ross Geller? I was talking Ross O'Donovan, Rubber Ross, which, by the way, apparently he's coming back to content creation. Ross Geller. Oh, from Friends. No, I was not thinking of David Schwimmer. Bro. What else? What else? I went to a waterfall. You have seen the whole thing. Not only have I seen the whole thing, I've watched Friends like 6 times. You don't think of Ross Geller. You think of Monica Geller. But like I never think of Ross Geller. You know what I mean? Is that weird? Is that a weird thing to say? Probably. Anyways, I went to a waterfall. Actually, story. There's a story to this before this. I explained this in the Discord. I went to a sushi place with a random guy. Like I had never met him before. I was just like, hey, I want to go get sushi. I like tip people at the hostel. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go get sushi. Anyone want to come with? Wow. I sent a lot of food pictures. Oh man. Wow. Oh God. These look so good. I go to people and I'm like, hey, who wants to go get sushi? I want to go to this all-you-can-eat place. It's like 20 minutes away. I'll pay for the Uber. Who wants to join me? I asked this couple. They said, we're going to get poutine, but they were like, come play pool with us later. So I was like, all right, cool, bet. And then I'm like, no one wants to go with me. Whatever. I'll go solo dolo. Not a problem. It's forever alone. I expect that. And then as I'm waiting for the Uber, this guy like comes out of the hostel and I'm like, hey, you got dinner plans? He's like, no. And I'm like, you want to join me? He's like, sure. So just like last minute car is like pulling up and I'm like, come with me. And he's like, okay, I don't see a problem with that. Join a stranger going to a place that I don't even know. We get there. It's like a 20-minute drive. We're talking like just a little bit about himself and me and whatnot. He said he's dev ops is what he said he studied or is what he's doing. I don't know if that means anything to you, Majwid. He was just like, I basically work on the internal tools of like a company or something like that. I don't know. I actually ended up meeting like a bunch of people who said the same thing, like that they did the same thing. So I don't know if like Quebec City is the DevOps hub or what, but like I met a lot of people that were like, yeah, I do DevOps. Okay, great. We get to the sushi place, which was all you can eat. Like that's the whole there were sushi places that were closer, but I looked up all you can eat sushi specifically because I wanted to do that. And this is the place that came up. That's basically what I do when I'm not studying. Your DevOps. Do I just have a vibe that attracts all the DevOps to me? Am I very attractive to DevOps? They teach that in the course load. We get to the restaurant, right? We pull up. I'm very excited because it also like seems really upscale, like fancy place. I'm like, oh shit, I might be like a little underdressed. We get into the place and we're like, table for 2. They're like, it's gonna be an hour wait. We're full. It's gonna be like an hour. I didn't call the place ahead of time. Stupid me. I was just like, yeah, we could probably just roll up and go and eat at it. So we drove 20 minutes in an Uber. I brought this random stranger along with me, and we couldn't even eat at the place that I was saying we were going to go to. So I'm frantically like, all right, we got to figure something out. Like we're not going to just Uber back for no reason. I look up what sushi places are around us, and there's actually a sushi place across the street, which is great. It's got like pretty decent reviews. So I'm like, okay, we'll go fuck that place up instead. But I have to call to make sure that they have a table for us. I want to make sure it's not full. I call, lady picks up, doesn't speak a lick of English, doesn't speak any English at all. So I'm like, is there a table available? And she's like, ¿por qué? No, that's Spanish. I don't know how to say what in French, which probably lends to the point that I'm trying to make. But I'm just like, okay, you know what, whatever. We're going to roll up. We're going to see if anything's available. We get into the place. It's kind of like a takeout situation. You can see we're sitting at tables, but like there was no one there. People just like would come in and pick up orders and then leave. Hank McCoy. We had to like point to things on the menu just to be like, let's get that. I got this platter, as you can see here. This is mine. This is the other guy's. I got this platter. It was delicious. It was fucking amazing. It was really, really good. She was super friendly. Like, she was nice. And she eventually, like, at the end of the meal, we figured out that she was like asking us where we're from. So we were like showing her on a map on Google Maps where we were from. And yeah, we ended up Ubering back. That's the whole story. But just like, word to the wise, if you are leaving to go somewhere specifically, you should make sure that that place has seats. Call ahead. Don't pull a me and just like assume it's going to be fine. You should call ahead. Nothing wrong with like making sure, even if it's like fucking Wendy's or something, you know. But anyways, the reason I bring this all up, despite like having said that in the Discord, is because that guy, like the guy that I picked up and was just like, come with me to sushi, he told me the next day that he and another buddy of his, they were going to a waterfall. So they Ubered me to a waterfall. And little did I know they were trying to kill me. They brought me here to kill me. No, it was sick. It was awesome. I think it like was kind of like a you have to pay for it thing, but we just walked in. Like, there was no one at the booth. So we were just like, fuck it. We'll just walk in. No one's going to stop us. And the waterfall was crazy. Like, again, distance doesn't get captured all too well in a photo, but like it was so high up and it was like so massive. It was such a big waterfall. It was loud. It was spraying water everywhere. It's so cool. I heard locals say, like, yeah, people swim in this in the summertime. There was no fucking way that people swim in this. Like, obviously not up here, but there's no way people swim at the bottom either. Like, it's massive. It was a massive, massive waterfall. So I don't know what that was about. But if that is a thing, like, I would love to do that. I love waterfalls. Everything was frozen. Everything was covered in ice, and it looked like salt. It was cool. I have a video. Hold on. Oh, I downloaded the video. No, I didn't. I downloaded a different video. This one. Look at this. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? And then this is the other side. Massive. Massive waterfall. You can see like I didn't like get a good shot of it, but you can see the steam like rising up, the mist coming from the bottom. It was wild. It was wacky. But that was fun times. I love waterfalls. I'm a simple man. You know, I see a waterfall and I get happy. They're cool. I like them a lot. And then I went to a bookstore, looked at some of the manga in French. They had an Elden Ring manga, which was pretty cool. I went and saw like a nativity scene. And I posed with a celebrity. Not gonna lie. You probably saw it. You know, he's kind of a big deal. I met him. It's, you know, I don't want to make like too big of a thing about it, but like I met him. He was chill. He was pretty cool. This is another good photo, except you can see like all my dandruff. Look at that. That's not snow. Da baby Jeebus. Da baby. And I saw some horses, horse-drawn carriage. I don't think that's related to the nativity scene. What else? What else? I have to scroll so far back to get to Quebec. I did ramen at one point. I walked across a park called Abraham, Plains of Abram. What is this? Jeremy Clarkson saying, "Da baby Jesus." What?
But it's not the baby Jesus.
The baby Jesus.
But it's not the baby Jesus.
It's pretty good. There was a park called the Plains of Abraham, which apparently like it was the site of a war at some point. I don't know, but a war of I think it was something. Was it like French independence from the English? I can't remember. Whatever. There were signs I probably could have read. I don't know. I took like some, for some reason, I took like all these shots of the snow because I was like, it kind of looks like a tundra. That's kind of cool. Once Discord loads them, there we go. You tell me, what do you think of this? This is like a little stick. I don't know. This one's kind of the closest to what I was trying to do, where it's like if I color shifted this, like I could make this look like the desert. You know what I mean? This is just like the snow on the ground. But it was massive. Like it was a huge park. I'm actually like so shocked. Plains of Abraham. This is it in not the winter. So I came into the park from here. This isn't even like, there was a massive, like, there's shit over here. Like it was a massive park. I don't know why they just show it this way. Oh, this is actually a better shot of it. So I came in. Yeah, I saw people like sledding on this part. That was really cool. I came into the park like here. I walked across the snow, which was really hard for the record. Like it was really deep snow. So I walked across it for some reason. Like there were people on skis going across this, like cross country skiing. I walked it. That's the size of a whole golf course. I know, it's massive. It's huge. And I think that's like a sand pit for like a baseball diamond or something. I don't know. I walk across this. I sit on the bench and then I'm like, I have to pee. There's nowhere to pee here. You can't really pee in public anymore these days, you know? So I'm like, I gotta find like a public restroom. There was one, if like I zoom out here and you follow this path, there was one maybe about like here. So I didn't want to walk across the field again because I was like, that's really deep snow. So I walked down this path. I came across like this thing. I think this is like some kind of outpost. I thought it was an observatory at first, but it's really small, so it couldn't be an observatory. Kept going this way, but it was really big. Like I'm used to parks in my town being like maybe the size of a city block. This is massive. This is huge for me. So that's the Plains of Abraham. Apparently it's got some relevance. I don't know. Then I went to a little village called Montcalm, I think. I went to a little bookstore in Montcalm, which was really cool. I saw a book. This is crazy. It was a book it was like a ramen cookbook. It was like, it teaches you to cook ramen, but it was in the form of a comic book. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? It's obviously in French. Yeah. Isn't that cool? They had some like other stuff. I was kind of hoping for manga. All they had was like this robot fighting thing, I think. So that was a little disappointing. But Montcalm was cool. I liked it. It was a really, really nice neighborhood. It was kind of just like one strip, but this is what it looked like. It was very like nightlifey. It had the vibe that it would be like really bumping at night. I walked into this place thinking it was a restaurant, right? I thought it was just like a restaurant. And then I see like a bunch of restaurants. There's like this one and then this one here, that one. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's like a little food court. And then you turn the corner around there and there's like 20 more restaurants. So this was like, we have this place called the Covent Garden Market here, which is like a bunch of little stores and restaurants and stuff. This was kind of like that, but probably twice as big, which is crazy. There was like multiple levels. So it was just like if you can imagine like a really big food court at a mall, and it's just like, that's the whole building is just a food court, which is, I like that a lot. This was a boat that I saw carving a path through the ice. That was cool. This is it for scale, as you can see here. It's like carving through the ice. I know this is like attached, but I like to think that it's like you need this whole big ass boat to carve through the ice so that this little boat can get through it. Ramen. Cat cafe. I went to a cat cafe. I sent a bunch of photos of that. But I'll just pull up a couple of that. I actually went to 2 cat cafes. 2 different cat cafes. In the same day, I want to say. Or no, the second one was another day. This was on New Year's. No, Christmas. This was on Christmas Day. I went to this cat cafe. Very cute. I think I just got like a bagel or something. Nothing like to write home about. But the kitties were very cute. I went to a video store. I don't know if I sent this before, but I went to a video store. I talked to the guy. I said the phrase, "Désolé, je ne parle pas français," which means sorry, I don't speak French. And the guy was like, "Wow, that was pretty impressive French for not speaking French." And I was like, that's the only phrase I know. And he thought that was hilarious. He died laughing. But I saw a copy of Hunter x Hunter, so that's cool. The whole room clapped. Yeah, the whole room of the one guy. There were a lot of DVDs, as you can imagine. Then I had to leave, unfortunately. My last day in Quebec was pretty fun. Went to another cat cafe, obviously. You know what might have been smart is if I had like not if my Google Drive wasn't full, I could probably have just grabbed these from like Google. Here's another cat cafe. Like I said, this was a very nice. They had like beanbag chairs. That was fun. I met up with Jeebus again. There he was. Some last shots of the city. It was so beautiful, man. Went to a really, really fancy Japanese restaurant, got a bento box, and then I got one of the most delicious desserts I'd ever had. It was a ball. They called it tempura, but it was more katsu. But it was a ball of green tea ice cream that was fried, and it was incredible. It was delicious. You don't eat the leaf that it was on, but it was so good. And then as I was walking, I came across a guy. Actually, it was 2 guys. I saw. Okay, you have to understand what my thought process was. I'm walking down the street. It's not snowing. It's like pretty clear out. I'm walking down the street. Suddenly, I see like snow rain off of a building. Like just completely pour off of a building. And I'm so confused, right? Because it's super clear out. So I walk a little bit closer to investigate. There's a couple of guys like brushing snow off of a roof of a building. It was like a pretty flat roof. So like they probably do it to like make sure it doesn't like melt all up there. And then they started fucking whacking at the roof with hammers to like bash the ice off of the roof. So let me where was it? This one and then this one. I had a really funny reaction to one of these. Yeah, it was just crazy. Like I'm walking down the street and then in the distance I see just like snow fucking falling en masse off of a building. This one was 19 and then this one just a little bit closer and then the fucking yeah, that's the face I made. Oh, I already downloaded that one. Wait, did I say something in that? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I'm funny, man. Real funny. Got the whole crowd laughing. This one? Oh, yeah. So I post this to my Instagram, and I'm like, this is how Canadians make mochi. I'm not gonna lie, I stood there and watched this for like 20 minutes. It was fascinating. There's two guys up there, like they both have hammers and are doing this. Wouldn't that be crazy? That's your job? Why are they doing that? Because I think the gutters are just like full of ice, right? You can see like the gutters are just completely clogged with ice. It's like, you know, it's like shoveling your driveway, right? Sure, it's going to get icy again, but like, you know, you don't want it to like pile up massive. Anyways, so that was Quebec. It was a ton of fun. Super, super fun. Really, really liked it a lot. Honestly, of the two, we haven't gotten to Halifax yet. I think Halifax had like a really fun assortment of things to do, but I feel like Quebec City's vibe was just like amazing. Like the architecture was lovely. The streets were fun to walk down. It was just like super, super nice to see. You know what I mean? It had a very nice vibe. And then I hop on a train to LAX. That's not the words. And I have a 20-hour, actually it's closer to like 22-hour trip ahead of me, right? I was in like normal, like economy seats, which was like fine. Honestly, they're pretty comfortable. There were some crazy shots, some crazy like pictures that I took. This was also when I like uploaded the short, right? I didn't take too many photos on the way to Halifax, but I did take like a crazy ton when I was in there. That's when I really started like getting my, you know, my Instagram story game on point. I gotta like discern, because I also have like photos from my siblings' vacations. Take those. Rage room. Me with a pigeon. I forgot I took that photo. One of the first days, I walked across a bridge. Now, you might have seen me do photos of this bridge. It was a massive bridge, really, really high up, right? And I was trying to like push myself to do stuff that I was like not super comfortable with. This bridge was really, really, really high up, and I'm actually very afraid of heights. If you didn't know, I'm very afraid of heights. So while, you know, I would like periodically get close to the edge so I could like see it, my knees were wobbling, right? Wobbling to and fro. I was terrified, dude. It was crazy. So when I got to the other side of the bridge, I'm like, yeah, fuck that. I'm going to take the ferry back, right? I'm just buying time while I send some video and photo to myself. I have a lot of stuff from Halifax, like I said. That's where you were on a boat? Yes, I did not go on a boat in Quebec City. Although, like I said, like I showed you, there was a lot of water. A lot of water. A bottle of water. A water bottle. Gamer Park. South Park. Also fond of boats. Me walking drunk across Citadel Hill. I forgot about that. So when I get into Halifax, my Uber driver is like, "Yo, you got to check out this place called Citadel Hill." We're actually like driving past it. Then everyone I meet there is like, "Yo, you got to try out Citadel Hill." Okay, I meet like tons of people, and I'm getting to know them, and then they're like, "Yeah, you got to check out Citadel Hill." I didn't go to Citadel at all. The only time I went to Citadel was when I like drunkenly walked across like the bottom of it, just to get back to my hostel show. I didn't talk about it, but I actually got drunk for the first time. First time ever getting drunk was at an Irish pub. It took 3 Guinnesses, but that was the most drunk I've ever been. So now I know my limit, and I can play within it. Ooh. Got a new glove. Let's see. Vintage shop. Night photos. Gamer cafe. Not really a gamer cafe. Barnacles, big pier. Photo. Ducks in the water. These are a few of my favorite things. You remember Diamond is Unbreakable? Yes. Oh, I told you guys that I did like a polar swim, right? Like I went in the freezing water on New Year's Day. Crazy. It wasn't too bad. I wanted to do, there's a spa. There was a Nordic spa in Quebec City that I really wanted to go to, but I called like the day before Christmas and they're like, we're fucking full, dumbass. So I didn't end up doing that, but it would have been really cool. I like talked to people who went there and they were just like, yeah, like you fucking go into like mountain water and you have to like carve a hole into the ice. All right, almost done here. Almost done. I promise. There we go. Okay, that should be all the photos. I'm sure there's lots that I missed, but that's fine. Where did we leave off? Oh, getting into Halifax. Okay, so the train is like 22 hours. There's some cool sights. Excuse me. There's some cool sights. Look at this sunset. Isn't that crazy? Look at these colors. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like the world is ending. Lots of water. You have to go across. This is actually like, it's far enough away from Ontario that you get, you're in like a different time zone. So this is I was an hour ahead in Halifax from what I was used to. Again, just like in Montreal, I get into Halifax. It's like super, super dark out. If the Quebec City hostel was a lot like a college dorm, this is a lot more like a summer camp. UFO. No, it was a light. It was a light reflecting in the window. Guys, I caught a glimpse of a UFO. It was like long and flat, and it flew at like the speed of light. It was crazy. Don't ask me how I noticed it if it was going the speed of light. This kind of had like campy vibes to it, you know, not campy in like the Batman sense, but like it felt like summer camp, kinda. But it was super cozy. Like it also had like first apartment vibes to it as well. This was the kitchen. This was the lounge area. I actually did a lot of gaming in this lounge area. There's this guy, this fucking guy. It was above a cafe, but the cafe wasn't open the entire time I was there. It was open. The first morning it was open was the morning I was leaving. So I had breakfast there. It was really good, but it wasn't open the entire time, which is a shame because I definitely would have eaten there. And then like I did in Quebec, I just picked a direction and walked. There was like this outdoor barber chair pretty close to the hostel. That was weird. I didn't investigate that any further, but it kind of would have been cool to get an outdoor haircut in -20 degree weather. I walked across this bridge. I can't remember what the name of the bridge was, but this is the bridge that I went across. You recognize this chair? Wait, what? Is this like a famous chair that I took a picture of? Did I accidentally pass a celebrity? That's crazy. Continue. I'll send a link. This is the bridge that I was talking about going across. It was really, really high up. Like I said, if you do not like high photos, like heights, do not look. But look at this. It was cool. Like, it was a really cool bridge to walk across. But like as I progressed higher and higher up, like this immediately I was like, oh God, cannot look over the edge. And then I got to this point and it's just like, whoa, we're over the water. That's crazy. Took like as wide of shots as I could. It didn't really show. Oh, it kind of shows it in this photo, but like the sidewalk is really wide, right? So I would mostly be walking like this way. And then eventually when I was like, I need to be brave, I would go closer to the edge. But there's literally like, there's no way there's no way to fall in. You know what I mean? Like you obviously, when you're at heights, you're like, oh, I could jump over this right now and it would be crazy. But like, there's literally, you can't fit between the bars. You have to like actively climb. There's no falling off of the edge here. So like, it wasn't as bad as I like would have thought, but still very high up, very scary. Came across some really docile pigeons. They just let me like chill right next to them. That was cool. Came across like a massive play area. This is sick. There was actually also, I guess I didn't send the photo of this, but there was an outdoor like gym. There was outdoor fitness equipment at this park, which was cool. I didn't end up using it actually. I should have, but I just went to the YMCA like a schlub. But yeah, walking across the bridge, turns out it brings you to a different like township, right? So this is Halifax over here. This is where I was staying. This is Dartmouth. So I just accidentally walked to another township. And like everyone I had talked to was like, every time I mentioned, hey, I just walked to Dartmouth, they're like, that's pretty crazy. So I don't know. It felt normal to me, like a normal distance. It was probably like 5 kilometers. What's up, Daylight? What's this? What is this?
And the chair.
Oh, yeah, like a barber style chair. Yeah. I don't think it's the exact same chair. You made it seem like someone filmed a TikTok here and it got like really, really famous or something. Did he actually do a solid gold chair?
I think it was $1,000 US. Oh, we got $100 off though. We sweet talked him.
Never mind, basically. True. It's a celebrity lookalike, more like. You took some random ass photos. Yeah. Here, wait. Let me see if I can find this one. This is a good photo. I'm trying to find like the best photos of me, like could go up on my dating profile. None of these are of me. None of these are of me. That one's of me. Not as good. Oops, that's a new tab. This one's pretty good. I'm about to show you a really good one. Put up the pigeon. Yeah, this one's really good. I don't know if you saw this in the Discord. This is one of my favorites. This one's pretty good. This one's not that great. You saw that? This one's amazing. I think this is probably the best I've ever looked in a photo. I'm not gonna lie. Not to glaze myself too much, although I've kind of earned it after like a lifetime of self-deprecation. I look good in this photo. At least to my eye. Mate. That one's really good. Yeah, and it's got baby Jesus. The baby Jesus. Horsies. The one before it is nice too. Wait, which one? The bridge one? Oh, this one. That's the one you mean, right? Lamau, no. This one? I don't know. I feel like my eyes do a weird thing. Like I like a lazy eye thing. The one where you're squinting in the sun. Where's the pigeon one? There it is. Yeah. No, I'm about to show you a really good one. Okay, you ready? You ready? So I walk across the bridge. I'm in Dartmouth. I get to this park. There's like skating equipment and stuff, and then across the street there's like frisbee golf. There's like little goal posts set up for frisbee golf, which is cool. And I find the best walking stick I've ever found. Okay, you ready for this? Look at this walking stick. Immaculate. Straight as an arrow. Nice and even width all throughout. Little handle bits. Okay? I peeled the bark off so it was nice and uniform. Amazing. Incredible walking stick. Okay? And I had to put it to the test. That's a nice stick. Yeah, thank you. The funny thing is I actually have a bunch of photos that are kind of like this. I was trying to take a photo of me in the air. I was actively like jumping and hitting the shutter button. I was trying to take a photo in the air and none of them worked. It just ended up making me look old. I just ended up because this is in the wind up, right? Like I'm getting ready to jump and I hit the shutter button too quickly. Do you have a tripod? No, I put it up in a tree. I put my phone up in a tree. I know people were asking if I like had someone take a photo of this. No, you can see in my hand, that's the pen, right? If you have a Samsung phone, you have a stylus that you can use to like remote control your phone, right? So I was clicking the shutter button on my pen 15 and taking photos, but I guess like the timing is not that intuitive because every photo I tried to take of me in the air would just be before I jumped. But yeah, that was an incredible stick. I ended up leaving it there. Here's the other one. Yeah, this is right before I'm about to jump. Or not right before, but like I took it too early. So it it didn't work. But yeah, I used the stick in the park. I was walking around with the walking stick in the park. Just feeling high and mighty about myself, feeling really good. But then I get to the exit of the park and I'm like, you know what? I want to let someone else enjoy the magnificence of this walking stick. Because it's not like I can bring it home with me on the train. That would look insane. Probably. So I left it at the entrance of the park and hopefully it made someone else's day. My sister told me to go check out, while I was in Dartmouth, to go check out a place called Tuif by Sea. It was a cafe, but above the cafe was a pizza place. So I got a coffee at the cafe and then I went to the pizza place. They had all these like VHS tapes. They had a really, really old style TV. Like I had a really old tube TV when I was a kid. This tiny little thing that you would control with a dial on the TV. This was even older. This was like built into like a stereo box kind of thing, right? So they had all these VHS players for it. Let someone else enjoy this, loser. But they had all these like little plates that you could draw on. So I took a plate and I ordered a slice of pizza. And while I was eating the pizza, I drew a little Vegeta. And this was the start of my Vegeta journey throughout the trip. Because you might have seen that I did some Vegeta art as well that I was pretty proud of. I went to the ferry launching zone, got a quick lunch before we launched off. I got a jambalaya. It was actually way spicier than I thought it was going to be. But it was good. It was yum, yum, yum. There were some mussels that I had to slurp right up. Here's another pigeon that was on the dock. This was the ferry that I rode. I rode a ferry. This was me and the homies. I didn't mean for it to look this angelic, but, you know, it was pretty cool. Had this, like, little pinhole effect going on there. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this was. Little like firefly in my beard. This one, and then it was time to get on the ferry. It was pretty cool. It was like a bus almost. It was kind of like a water bus. Aaron Cyborg confirmed. No, you cannot prove it. You cannot prove it. My indicator light is not visible in this photo. How dare you? I get on the ferry. It starts to launch. You can see it's making bubbles in the water. It's pretty cool. I've never been on a ferry before. It moves real slow, obviously. But you know, it's like a city bus just across the water. It costs $3. $3 to get across the water. Could you imagine? Imagine a world where you could cross an ocean for $3. That'd be crazy. This isn't an ocean. This is not even a lake. It's a river. But I get to the other side. I'm back in Halifax, and I'm just like wandering the dock. There's lots of cool stuff to do on the pier, on the dock. I come across these stairs, and I ask people. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to figure out where I can do a polar walk, a polar dip. And I figure like this is probably the best place to do it because it's literally a staircase right into the water. I remember when you could cross it. Sorry. I remember when you could cross it. For the record, I have not talked this much in a while. So my throat's a little... It's gotta like readjust itself to talking. I had a photo of something else. Where is it? Oh. What the fuck? Why did that send twice? That's really weird. Also, the sound is working again, which is really weird. I had a stranger. I walked up to a stranger and I was just like, hey, take a photo of me. And she was like, sure. She was there with her kid. Yeah, this one. I was also like I said, this was a trip. This was a vacation specifically about like making me come out of my shell, like doing things that I was not used to. So just like walking up to a random person and was like, hey, can you stand here for 10 minutes while I wobble my way up these stairs so you can take a really like a decent photo of me next to this big thing. So, you know, that was fun. And I'm glad she didn't walk away with my phone. That was pretty cool too. But that was this is this, and then the stairs into the water were right next to it. I came across this thing. It's like a big wire mesh thing. Wow. This is not, it kind of looks like gray hairs. It's just because it's like really cleanly shaved. Like it's down to the wood. That's wild. I didn't even look at that. I took a really cool close-up photo. I was trying to get like a POV shot, but it didn't end up working. Spider-Man. Barnacles. And then probably like my comedy magnum opus. You ready for this? Hold on. Attention shoppers. Pretty good, right? I posted that on my Insta. Better than Mario music? Yo, who can name the theme at the beginning? What am I playing at first? Who knows? Anyone recognize that? That's Zelda Town. Isn't it Zelda's Lullaby? Pony Zelda. Is it the Quest Town? I thought it was Zelda's Lullaby, but I could be wrong. No? What's Zelda's Lullaby? Zelda's Alibi. Oh, that's what that is. Okay, wait. Zelda Town? Was that what Zelda Quest Town? I don't know. It's something Zelda. I thought it was Zelda's Lullaby. I was wrong. Barnacles. Terrytown. Oh, come on down to Terrytown. I came across a card shop called Deck Box. The One Ranch area. Oh, you're right. You might be right. It might be. This was pretty cool. It's like a card shop, but they said they do 3 games. They do fucking what's the Dungeons and Dragons Wizards of the Coast one? Magic. They do Magic, they do Pokemon, and they do Lorcana, the Disney one. Like they have a bunch of cards, but they play those games there. Right? So I accidentally walked across that, went to a park at night, called this the Gamer Park. There was like a gamer gazebo, just tons of lights. It was on South Park. Isn't that crazy? I went to South Park. Come on in, South Park, and you can have yourself a time. Anyways, I wasn't drunk, but I had like had a couple drinks, and this is Citadel Hill. So like this is the bottom of Citadel Hill, and then that's like where the Citadel Hill is, up at the top. So I just like walked across the bottom of it. You like that? I was gonna post this and just be like, where the fuck am I? Like this liminal space, but I forgot. I was too drunk, I guess. Look how fucking glassy my eyes are. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't even know what I was doing. But I went to this place called The Propeller. It was cool. They had fucking Dragon Ball just on the wall. That's what I was laughing at. They were just projecting. Why do you look so concerned? Because where am I? I clipped into a wall and now I'm here. They were playing Dragon Ball on the wall. There was also an arcade in the basement, but it was $10 admission, and I was like, I'd rather just stay up here and watch Dragon Ball, to be honest. So that was cool. Next day, I went to a bookstore, bought a book. I actually have this book. I've read maybe about 80 pages of it so far. It's about like the history of anime. It's like a chronicling of like really important points in history in anime. So it talks about Tezuka, and it talks about fucking like propaganda movies in World War II. It's pretty cool. So I'm just excited to get to the Toriyama chapter. I also went to a library. There was a really, really big sci-fi anime class. Yeah, it very similar stuff, honestly. Like it talks about Fooly Cooly and it talks about Eva, I'm pretty sure. But I think this book is from this year. I looked up the artist behind the cover. Pretty talented stuff. I can't remember what their name was. I went to the library. There was a library downtown. Massive. It was like 5 stories tall. Really, really cool stuff there. They had like instruments and shit, like a sound booth. They also had PlayStations just to set up. You can go and get controllers at the front desk. Isn't that crazy? There was like 6 of them. It was sick. It was awesome. Could you imagine when we were kids if you could go to the library and just play PS5, PS4, ate dinner and still so hungry? Lon Lon Ranch. Found some gloves. Went to this like antique shop, not antique shop, like a artisan shop. Got these gloves that like convert into mittens. Pretty cool. Came across like a vintage store that was built into. It's like a house that had a bunch of like Pokemon cards and shit. Here's some more Pokemon cards. They had a bunch of manga, which is pretty cool. Look at that. Look at all this manga. This is probably in English too. I didn't even think to look. Had some VHSs. Had some Archie comics. Apparently Archie comics are like really valuable now. Oh, I didn't even notice there's JoJo's over here. That's cool. And then I kept wandering. It gets dark really, really early. So I did this thing where this is a nighttime, like I took this photo, right, to illustrate how dark it was. And then I took the same photo, but with like my night, not night filter, but like the long exposure time with my phone. So that was pretty cool. Here is another one. Just looking across the water. This is really funny. I think I was technically trespassing when I took this one. I don't know. There was barbed wire, which I found out like after the fact. The next day I came across this like esports cafe or something, but I think it was private. Like it said only like members only entrance or whatever. So I don't know. Then I went to this little area. This was like the opposite coast of where I had been. So this was like a 40-minute walk away from my hostel. Walked over to this part. That was pretty cool. That's where I took this photo, by the way. This photo, which a couple of you like drew your OCs in this pose, which is awesome. But my challenge to you is to figure out where the phone was that took this photo. Where is the phone? Who is phone? Where is the phone that took this photo? Got some more barnacle photos. If you have trypophobia, then maybe don't look at this. but I think barnacles look really cool. Phone pocket? No, it was on my chin. Behind you? Yeah. Taped to his forehead. These are great answers. Also got a video of some ducks. Just, I love nature. Just not being in it, just like watching it. Damn, was close. Yeah, geographically. Then I found this place called the Filipino. Actually, it wasn't called the Filipino, but it was a 2D cafe. It was also Epona's call song in Twilight. It was called the 2D cafe. It had art on the walls. It was really cool. I got a chai latte there. And then it was New Year's. Yippee! Happy New Year's. This was me at a bar. I got a temporary tattoo from the bartenders. Put it on. I was there until probably about 2 a.m. Had maybe like 6 beers over the entire night. So had a lot of fun. It was a fun time. And then the next day, responding to a post on Instagram, I went and did a polar dip. Haha! It was very cold, if you can imagine. Can you imagine swimming in water right next to a pile of snow? It was very cold. Honestly, I should have been in for longer. I should have stayed in for longer. I didn't leave because it was cold. Like, obviously it was cold, but like I would have stayed in longer. I just didn't have shoes. I didn't have water shoes, and I was worried about what I might like step on. Polar plunge. Yeah, polar plunge, polar dip, whatever you want to call it. That's a great pick for a dating profile. Oh, you don't even know what I'm about to show you. This is me in my bathing suit. Warning. I'm the guy in the middle here. This is me. It was cold. Hair incoming. Yeah. It was freezing. But there were like 3 dozen people there. Damn. We didn't all go in at the same time. It was like pretty staggered. But there, like, a bunch of people showed up, which is pretty crazy. I guess they hold it like all the time. They do it like every year. But there's also apparently like a lot of places that do this, like different spots. Peggy's Cove was a name that I heard, so I don't know. Look at these naked people. Was there a hot tub nearby? No, but that would have been sick. That would have been awesome. You're gonna get demonetized? True. You can't show nipple. Can't show nipple on Twitch. Anyways, that was like the last day there. That was my last full day. And actually, it's funny. Like an hour after this, you could probably see the clouds coming in. An hour after this, raining for the entire rest of the day. So this was like the only outside excursion that I got that whole day. And then that was it. So this was me on the way back. This was my birth. This was the birth that I was experiencing. BERTH. These seats like fold inward and like they touch tips in the middle here, and they put a mattress on top of it, and then this apparently comes down, and then there's a bed on top, right? Hey, what's up, Stefano? So this was one of the sleepers. This is where I was assigned, but there were lots of style of sleepers. There was this one here, which I assume the seats like recline or something. I don't know how the bed must like come out of the wall or some shit. There was this one, which had like a big couch in the room. And then there's this one, which apparently like the bed folds over the toilet. But yeah, there's a toilet in the room. And you want to know what's crazy? Of all these styles, can you guess which one of these doesn't have access to an electrical outlet? I'll give you 5 minutes to guess. Just kidding. It's the one I was in. So I was on a 22-hour train with no access to electricity in the seat that I was assigned to. Now, obviously, if I was like really insistent, it wouldn't have been a problem. Most of these rooms were empty. There were also like little roomettes is what they called them, but I didn't take pictures of that. If I really wanted to, like I could have gone to the lounge and just like set up my laptop there. But like I had all my shit set up here. I'm dug in. I'm not going anywhere. This is where I'm resting the entire day. So I read, gross. I did some reading. I did some sketching. Y'all probably saw the sketching that I did. And, it was pretty productive. It was like the most productive I had been all year so far. But, train ride was pretty good. I had, included meals. Some of them were really good. Like this was a pork chop with like a mushroom reduction and mashed potatoes and Brussels sprouts. That was really good. There were some really good sights. Really good, things that we passed. This is not a good shot, but this is a really good shot. And then eventually it was nighttime, so they put the bed out. They put the bed out. I'm like slightly too tall for it, as you can see here. It was fine. This like folded up, so it actually wasn't too much of a problem. Yeah. Now I'm back in town. But I was traveling, I kid you not, for 2 days. Because I left Halifax at 11 a.m. on the 2nd. I got on the train 11 a.m. on the 2nd. I got off the train in London. I took 4 trains. I got off the train in London at, I think, like 8:30 p.m. the 3rd. So from 11 a.m. the 2nd to 8:30 p.m. the 3rd was trains. Which is crazy. It's crazy lot of travel for one day. Like, it was fine when it was split up. Although it's like front loaded, because from London to Montreal is about like 6 or 8 hours, like 6 to 8 hours. And then Montreal to Halifax is like 20. So obviously one leg of the trip is a little bit longer than the other. But yeah, overall, incredible vacation. I'm gonna put my my legs away. You can have this photo instead. Incredible vacation. Like I could not recommend my method of vacationing enough. It works for me, so obviously it's gonna work for everyone. I found the phrase urban hiking, and I think that's pretty fitting of what I did, which was just like, day starts, have some nice breakfast, and then pick a direction and just walk, right? One thing, like I said, I was trying to actively do stuff that was like I was unused to or that I was uncomfortable with. So just like chatting up with random people on the street, just like, hey, I'm here from out of town. Like, what would you recommend? Yada, yada. Just like striking up random conversations, getting to know random people, doing activities that I wasn't used to or like wouldn't really have been comfortable with otherwise. I had an amazing time, and it was great. And it would have been cool to stream a little bit while I was there, but like, I'm going to be honest, it felt amazing to like not have the burden of hitting the go live button. It's such like a nothing burden. Like, it's not a burden, right? But it's just like such a weight off, you know what I mean? So I do think I'll probably like not be streaming a ton, at least for the next little bit. I don't know. I might get back into the swing of things, but like, I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow. We'll see. Obviously we still have some like art projects. It's good to unwind and disconnect. True. You say that? Yeah, I do say that. And then we'll see. Obviously we still have, we have Goku to finish. I just talked about how like I have some animation stuff that I might want to do. But I don't know. I think I have to like be a little bit more intentional with my streams. So if I like don't have anything to do actively, then maybe just not. I don't know. I don't have to stream every video game I play. Oh, that's another thing. I started Disco Elysium. It's awesome. I'm having a really good time with it so far. I also played a lot of Hades. Nuts. Got him. Some Mega Bonk, some Vampire Survivor. Trying to grind through that. You should play Pyre. I don't know what that is. Anyways. Yeah. I have one episode of Pluribus left to watch, and then I'm all caught up on that. I got caught up on One Piece. Incredible. I was like moments away from crying on the train. It's amazing. Could not recommend it enough. Yeah. Does anyone have anything else that they want me to look at or talk about? Anyone have any questions while I was away? Anything like burning in your heart that you wanted me to what was this? Okay, daylight. Chill. That's crazy. Can't wait till you start Gintama. Do you say Gintama or Gintama? How much did it cost? So the hostels were about like 50 to 75 a night Canadian, which is pretty good. Like comparable hotels and whatnot would probably be about double that. The trains were on the more expensive side, like probably closer to like $400 to get to like each destination. I think, I don't know, I'd have to take a look at the invoice again. And then just a ton on food. It's pretty much that was the biggest expense of the whole trip, was all the restaurants. But yeah, like the whole vacation was like under $3,000, I'd say. I've heard this anime is super boring. The second one, what it was Gintama, ultimately condemns the comedy anime. I don't know what that means in this context. Yeah, so I mean, like, if I was like on a budget, like, you know, doing this trip made me think like, backpacking across Europe kind of sounds really good. Not gonna lie. So if I was like doing this trip on a budget, or if I was like trying to be economical with it, not going to a restaurant for every meal is the good first step. You know what I mean? Like actually taking the time and cooking the meals would be a good first step. But I didn't do anything touristy. I didn't go to like a museum or anything, or I didn't go to like gift shops and shit. So like I said, it was pretty much just like food was the only expense aside from travel. So you obviously could do it cheaper. But I also had a good time, so I wouldn't change anything about what I did. I had some good fucking food, bro. I had some good food. Good eats. I have to ask, how much was the 22-hour train ticket? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me find the invoice. My fucking Outlook, my email client, is doing this like thing where it's just not showing me the emails for some reason that I need. Feels like it should be massive. Hold. We also only have pretty much like one train company in town, or in the country. So okay, not too bad. So from Quebec City, sorry, from Saint Foy, because I took a shuttle from Quebec to Saint Foy. From Saint Foy to Halifax was after tax, after like everything added, was just a little over $300. And then the big trip back, where I was like, wow, what would that be? Let's look at distance. Hold on. Saint Foy to Halifax. That is 1,009 kilometers. So how would that compare to like a European train? Also, the trip back was a lot more expensive because I was in a sleeper. Right, I was in a sleeper cabin, which are more expensive. But honestly, I didn't think the sleeper was worth it. At least the berth was not worth it. It was not worth the berth. If I were to do that trip again, either one of the roomettes or honestly just like the economy seats were fine. If you're lucky enough to get an economy seat with no one in the seat next to you, that's a flawless train ride, to be honest. At least for me. I can sleep upright. That's not a problem. The berth is not worth it, my mom, after having me. What is London to Halifax in terms of distance to Halifax? London to Halifax is almost 2,000. Wait, what? What? How does that make sense? Wait, what? Then why is it so much longer of a train ride? Maybe you just have like way more stops? What? Oh, wait. No, wait, what? London to St. Foy is 973 kilometers. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Wait. It's hard to compare a Canadian train to a European train, you mean? I'm so confused. Wait, why the fuck is a train from London to Montreal like so much? What? I mean, Quebec City and Montreal are also a bit of a distance away from each other, but like, why is the Halifax leg so long? That's really weird. It must just be the number of stops. I can't. There's no other explanation. I don't know. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for coming along on this journey. Happy New Year. I know it's been a while. I'm not going to be live tomorrow, probably. I'm going to try and get my phone repaired finally, actually. So, yeah. Anyways, you guys have been great. I will see you on the next one. Probably will be an art stream. We will see. You guys have been great. Have a good one. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Yippee!